So with no further ado, let me please invite Urs and Nikesh up on stage. How's it going? Thank you. Nikesh? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for being here today. Super exciting. And we're here, obviously, to talk about how Google Cloud and Palo Alto Networks are working together to amplify cloud security for our joint customers. But before we get started, we've got some exciting news to share today. Nikesh, do you want to share the news with everybody?
Yes, but first of all, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, and thank you, Google, for hosting us. We're excited to announce today that we're starting a partnership with Google Cloud to build our next generation of cybersecurity products on top of the Google Cloud. And more specifically, first and foremost, we have a product which is our Cloud Arora firewall, effectively, Global Protect Cloud Services, which we will be expanding on to Google Cloud so that our customers can leverage the large network that you guys have built. In addition to that, we're going to be deploying the next generation of our application framework, which is effectively, we believe, going to be the world's largest cybersecurity threat and analysis data lake. And we're going to build that in partnership with Google Cloud. So we're really, really excited about it.
We are as well. Thank you for choosing to partner with us. Why was it important for you to take advantage of the public cloud as you thought about your plans?
Look, we have a fundamental belief that we want to be the world's best cybersecurity company. We believe in the future, cybersecurity will be delivered in prevention mode, anticipating malicious acts, as opposed to today where it is somewhat after the fact.
Right.
And to do that, we believe lots and lots of data needs to be put together and be analyzed, and we have to get in front of the bad actors. The only way to do that at scale, from our perspective, is to have very large data centers computing this stuff real-time everywhere in the world. And whilst we want to be the best at cybersecurity, we also believe the world, over the medium term, will get to a place where the public cloud providers will be the best providers of that computing facility on a diversified, globalized basis at scale. And this way, we can use the public cloud, i.e. partner with you guys, and all of our technical people can focus on building analytical tools and building the security capability that we need into the future, whilst you guys can do what you're really good at, which is give us great compute at good prices around the world in a diversified manner.
Exactly.
The deal's done. He's not going to give me any more.
Exactly. This
I can still try.
Negotiating. He can't really help himself.
Yeah, exactly. Can't change certain things.
Exactly. Well, so you hit on a couple of different things, Nikesh and Urs. I want to turn it over to you. Nikesh hit on the reach of our network. He hit on the quality of the services, and particularly the durability and reliability of our services and our analytical capabilities. Can you talk about what your vision and our vision is here at Google Cloud around those areas?
Yeah, that's actually a great example of really an application that has a very high demands on infrastructure. And our goal is actually to make that really invisible to you as a customer. So our global network carries 25-30% of the internet's entire traffic, or BigQuery data warehouse can deal with hundreds of petabytes, or any of these systems you can use without really being exposed to all the complexity that's behind the scenes. And so for a data-intensive, network-intensive application, that's really a great fit. And best of all, we deliver all of that infrastructure at a great price to our customers.
Yes.
I'm continuing to negotiate with Nikesh and Urs now as well. That's awesome. We're drafting Urs into the sales team also as we speak. So security is obviously critically important to everyone in this room. It's very important to the two of you. I would love to hear what you're hearing from customers. What are the challenges that they're facing that we're helping them address?
Great. I think, look, from our perspective today, as customers are moving to the public cloud, I don't think they're fully aware of all the things they have to get done as they're moving to the cloud from a compliance, governance, threat detection perspective. So I think, as you guys, it's sort of symbiotic. The more comfortable customers feel moving to the public cloud, the more they'll move to the public cloud. And our job is to make sure that they can make that sort of journey in a most comfortable manner from a security perspective. In some cases, they're going to bring their security posture from on-prem to the public cloud through our products. In some cases, there will be a net new sort of instance where they're going to use some of our security products. So I think in the short term, there's a high need for that compliance, that governance, that sort of hygiene, that policy to be put into place. I think in the medium term, as they get more comfortable, as the data gets more real time from a security perspective, they're going to be able to work with us on the prevention I talked about.
Right. And you've talked in the past and in some of the conversations about the consistency of environments and the simplicity of
Yes.
being able to manage that as well.
Yes, and that's very critical. I think, as I said, the more convenient we make it for them, the less friction there is, the easier it is for them to make that happen.
Absolutely.
The better off we all collectively are.
Great. Boris, how about from your side?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and I think it's a really important goal to make the cloud be a destination that actually is more secure and has higher functionality for security and compliance than what you were used to on-premise. That's really what we need to make cloud sort of the default. But there's two things in the near term that I definitely see customers have to deal with. One is they come to the cloud to get more velocity, right? To be able to move faster. And if you move faster, there's a higher risk of making mistakes. And so that really amplifies, if you want, the need to have real-time compliance, right? Ongoing, continuous compliance, monitoring, et cetera. So that's number one. And then number two, many of them also are moving from VM-based workloads to container-based workloads. And VM-based workloads have had 10, 20 years of security infrastructure developed for how you secure that. There's actually much better ways to secure containers, but Palo Alto Networks brings really a very solid stack that actually makes that world very comfortable and very continuously used. And so our goal really in this partnership was to work together, to put our engineers together and create a world that really works for our customers. One example being Redlock that we didn't have before, and that's a very compelling functionality.
Great. So let's actually pick up on that last piece with Redlock. Nikesh, for those who don't know about Redlock, do you want to give them a little bit of an overview of it?
Yeah, of course. As I joined Palo Alto Networks about 6 months ago, we looked at the market and said, where are the customers going? What are the customers looking for? And we saw at every one of our customers, there's an ongoing conversation or a plan to go spend more and more time in the public cloud. And in that journey, we looked at the market and said, there's not a good solution from a public cloud security perspective out of the market. We'd made an acquisition called Evident, which was working really well. It focused more on the vulnerability side. Then we looked at the market and we found the Redlock team, many of whom are here right now. And it's really, we believe, the best of breed from a security, governance, compliance, threat detection perspective. I think the combination of Evident and Redlock, which we've made available to our customers, and we'll have an integrated product in a few weeks, but we think that combination is the best of breed and the only solution of its kind in the market, which we think, once again, goes towards the comfort and convenience of making sure people feel that they can make this journey to the cloud in a seamless fashion.
That's terrific. Congratulations to the Redlock team and to you for that. So Urs talked about how we're going to be sitting really side by side and working at an engineering level on things together, on enhancements together. And I'm curious, if we put that in the seat of our customers and how customers are going to benefit from that joint work, from that collaboration, if you will, that we're having. Maybe, Urs, we can start with you. What do you see as the main benefits of that for customers?
I mean, it's actually pretty straightforward if you're currently a Palo Alto Networks customer on-premise, then this provides a much smoother path to GCP. You can keep all the things you know and then extend them into your cloud infrastructure. And conversely, if you're on GCP today, but you're starting to see the need for continuous compliance for things like that, you can actually consume Palo Alto Networks as a service and really have a very smooth on-ramp there as well. Right? Because I think the end goal for both cases is the same, where you really are in a very highly functional environment. Most things actually indirectly provided as a service, but you still have the controls that you need and the continuous auditing to keep all of that assembly of services safe and secure.
Terrific. Nikesh, same question for you.
Look, I think going forward, we are going to, as I said, we're going to be consuming petabytes of data on a per customer basis. Because today the signal to noise ratio is too high in the security use cases. Too many alerts, not enough information. I think to fix that, we're going to have to get better information. For that, we need that better information to be part of a robust, scalable cloud platform. I think the opportunity we have together is to architect this world's best cybersecurity data lake. And then all the AI and ML tools that Google has been building and continues to build will be very useful for us to deploy against all that data to be able to provide that benefit and value to the customer. And plus, as was mentioned, there's continuous movement in technology from an innovation perspective, whether it's Kubernetes today, containers, serverless, all that stuff. There's stuff that you guys are seeing every day across a multitude of customers that makes it easier for us to partner with you and build the security-specific solutions as it relates to those use cases, so we can continue in this journey not just today, but as we keep evolving.
Right, and there's presumably an expertise and a guidance component to this as well. Of together,
who's guiding who? If you're guiding you, you're guiding us.
Customers, all customer facing right now, right? But of helping customers really understand what's possible collectively as they improve their posture.
And
Yes, sorry.
And it's really actually a large simplification to be able to take the viewpoint and say, look, per customer, I have petabytes of data streaming in every day. Because then it's no longer a question of the customer having to decide, should I monitor this, or should I monitor that, or should I monitor the other thing? No, you can actually monitor everything. And especially with machine learning, the ability is actually really, or the potential is really high to make the signal-to-noise ratio actually much better. And so if you look at our TPU pods, right, these are really ML supercomputers who actually are built exactly for ingesting petabytes per day and making sense of all that data. So that's actually a big simplification for the customer too, because you no longer have to think about where your signals are. You just look at all the signals at the same time, and the service makes sense of them for you.
And that was the compelling reason why, after months and months of analyzing all the public cloud options out there, we alighted on Google because of the technical capability that your platform
And the great price.
And the great price.
And a wonderful price, but more importantly, great value. But I guess just to close on that final point that you raised, Urs, right? It's not just, it's simplification, but with a greater level of comprehensiveness in terms of your security posture. So it's sort of
much
best
deeper
of both worlds.
analysis. Right?
That's right. Terrific. Well, I think we are just about out of time for the Q&A. If you all would join me in thanking Nikesh and Urs for joining us today. Thank you very much. Thank you.